What? So this composition, it's not based on power picks on Gen G's side. They've just decided that this is the comp that they want to run. And look, I mean, they do have tools throughout the game, but I can't see where the Valdanalis, take it away.
He's hovering Zed. He's going to pick Echo.
BDD could have been the guy. He could have been the guy.
I think the Pantheon is pretty good into the Echo early on.
Yeah?
This is interesting. I wonder if they've kind of built a composition around what they think top esports would pick in a blind pick, especially because we saw in the first series that the priority on the Varus was way, way high. And then
I mean, Varus
Gen G
auto
are like,
wins games.
Yeah, alone.
Yeah.
But Gen G's like,
okay, here we are. Valdanalis, we would do the cheers, but it's not time for that just yet. As Knight, he's done the fan service. I think that LPL is favored in this one, fan service, blind pick style. I mean, Clid is on his very famous Elise. This is something that gets banned away from him all the time, and should be able to help set things up. Like, as far as gank support for an Elise is concerned, like, holy crap. This is one hell of an early game opportunity for Clid to get around and really do what he wants to do. And he's against a Trundle. Like, he doesn't care about that.
Yeah, I'm glad that you highlight that. I wonder if this is a draft specifically built around Clid.
The Clid pop-off draft.
Yeah, it's like, okay, everybody's going to have CC. Clid is going to roam around. We're going to dive turrets. They can dive top. They can dive bot.
Yep.
You know, there's so many options for Clid. And their mid-game, obviously, is incredibly strong if they do get ahead. Late game, you're going to be falling behind a little bit. Like, Pantheon's going to fall off a little bit. Elise is going to fall off. Whereas, you know,
but I mean,
we've seen what Wukong can do in a lot of these drafts. We saw Zoom in the previous best of 5, and of course Varus. That kind of goes without saying. So,
I mean, Varus is great, but he is more of a mid-game champion, right? I mean, you think lethality, you think mid-game power, and AP Kai'Sa is insane damage. 369 is going down relatively low. The grit working out here for Rascal is going to flash, and there's first blood from 369. What the hell was Rascal thinking?
Well,
take it away, Valtez.
Yeah, oh man, that's definitely a bit of a mistake there. I suppose, you know, Zet is a great duelist, just one-on-one, right? They weren't eating too many minion shots. Although I think Rascal was eating a little bit more because he was on 369's side. And then he just expected to win the trade, but eventually once you commit, you're all in, right? There's no backing away from that. Saying like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, run away. No, because then you get less autos in.
Speedy gonna get the stun here as Clid waiting off to the side, biding his time though. Speedy does get a lot of damage down with that Q. Okay, Pantheon pretty binary still, even after the rework. So we'll just see whether it is going to be something that he can utilize to get Clid in there. But so far with top being a disaster, not super great, as BDD is going to find a fair bit of damage here, but takes a lot in return based on the turret. Knight might just be teleporting back to this lane. And look, this is the bottom lane. No Varus versus Varus. That's the analysis that I have for you guys.
Thank you for that.
Guess what happens? The Varus wins.
TV's going to come in. Let's see how much Knight respects this.
It's like a fair bit, but the stun is still going to be available. There we go. Flash Cocoon's going to come down. Kai'Sa in position. Knight flashes away. Now BDD possibly going to need to flash as well, and he's going to do so. Gets himself to relative safety, but that's double flashes from the mid laners and one from Clid as well. He's now looking to try and force a phase dive. Does so. It is phase dive, right? Because he also has phase drive resonance, which is just really frustrating. It's just so many phases.
Yeah, I think that's his
Echo.
like little bubble thing, right? The phase drive resonance.
No, that's his 1, 2, 3 hit.
Oh, the passive. Okay.
Yeah, parallel convergence is the bubble thing.
Right.
Yeah. And then Time Winder, that's a good one. You know, Time, Echo, good vibes.
Yeah.
Chrono Break,
he's able.
Yeah, he's able to turn the game back in time in case we have a technical difficulty. That's a pretty hectic ultimate. to be perfectly honest.
369 is up 2 levels, just casually. Of course, there is a ginormous wave up in the top side.
Yep.
Which is part of the reason, but also, of course, because Rascal did lose that trade early on.
Is ginormous actually a word now? Because people have used it so much.
Yeah, it's like a slang, I guess. It like gets added to the dictionary eventually once enough people start using it, right?
It's like gigantic and enormous are just going to be gone. Just no one's going to use them anymore.
No one says enormous.
Yeah, we should start using enormous. Watch this
I'm
enormous gank.
Down.
That was not as enormous as I wanted it to be.
That's why it's disappearing.
Well, 369 going 1v2. He does have decoy available, of course, and does do a lot of damage to the Clid as we get the activation of the Conqueror. Volatile Spiderling does basically nothing, and he's just spam stopping in the lane. Thanks, Wukong. Fantastic.
Yeah. You were talking about the Spinning Monkey yesterday. We had Spinning Monkey versus Spinning Horse earlier.
Helicopter Horse.
Yeah.
Oh, dodges the Q. That's actually a big deal for the trade. For Knight, keeps him alive for a bit longer as Ruler might just die here. The Flash Play is going to miss, though, as Ruler also is going to flash. Life should be dead here. As Yu Yanja, that's fantastic, just blocks out the dredge line for the escape. And that is going to be a 2v2 kill on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at the replay, but it looks like they were desperately trying to handle the wave and maybe, like, clip some of the minions, but they've spooked too far forward. It's another fight.
Yep. 369 going to face off against Rascal here. Clid is in position, but, yeah, there was no even haymaker opportunity for Rascal. He was just CC'd for too long. As Clid does get the flash out of Casa as in comes BDD. Unable to get into position for any stuns. And meanwhile, Top Esports on the bottom side of the map just eating through these plates. Ruler with a Void Seeker finds 1 minion, whereas Top Esports find 160 damage for both, sorry, 160 gold for both of their laners. This is, it's not doing so well here for Gen G.
Yeah, they're kind of getting bopped here in the early game. They are looking for these plays, but Top Esports, the second they see the draft, they're like, oh, I mean, we know exactly what they're trying to do. It's no secret to anybody. There's not much scaling in their composition. They have a snowbally, you know, early mid-game kind of composition, and as long as we don't die to that, we'll be fine. Alongside of, you know, 369 casually picking up a solo kill, bottom lane winning.
I think Rascal inting level 2, sorry, was certainly something that put a spanner in the works.
I think it was level 1, actually.
I think they, yeah, maybe.
You might have been right. I'm not sure.
Well,
this is really early on.
Certainly not what you want, as Ruler's going to let one of the honey fruit go to waste. Parallel Convergence not going to find Ruler. Yu Yanja over the wall with the Blast Cone. And Ruler makes it back to lane. Okay, so now, what are they going to be able to do here? One of the good things about the comp here that Gen G have put together for themselves is that BDD can jump on top of Jackie Love, and they will need to utilize the Lantern in order to make things work. Life definitely dead here. The flash play was aimed at Life instead of Ruler, but they still get the flash out of the Kai'Sa regardless. And just sometimes a better champion wins. How these things go. Rascal, I'm surprised he wasn't actually able to utilize the Haymaker there, as Kasa's going to get blocked. In goes Clid. They should be able to find their first kill. Kasa going to go down, but Clid's going to be traded. Timewinder coming back, life down to about half health as Rascal almost throws his life away again. Knight tanking up the turret, but Chrono Break is one hell of an ability. And Pantheon here just a little bit too late, man drop, still on cooldown.
Yeah, the Pantheon in this game is just really doing nothing. I mean, he was late to the top side when they had the 2-on-2. He tried to set up the plays in the mid lane, but once they fail, you know, nobody's getting snowballed. Not him, not Elise. So he's just not even there before the Echo, which is kind of sad. And it's been nothing but sadness for the side of Gen G, as we'll see here. You know, they're able to burst down Kai'Sa, but the rotation is already there from Knights, and that's really where they get the lion's share of the money once they get the 2 kills and the extra fleets. As there is some focus now on the Rift Herald, as it is after 8 minutes.
Yep, just checking out the area. not quite a 3,000 gold lead yet for Top Esports, but it's getting there. Mount Drake hasn't been considered either throughout this game as BDD gets the stone on the Knight. But Q is blocked by the shield from the Parallel Convergence, and it's a good trade here for the Echo. Seeker's Arm Guard absolutely ruins the day of good old BDD. Would have been a decent item as well if BDD hadn't have been so fed on his Yasuo yesterday also. As here he goes, just popping down to the bottom lane. Hey Jackie Love, how you doing? That's,
I can hear the Korean commentators behind us. Yeah.
Not great. Yuyan's even going to steal away that Rift Scuttler as in comes Ruler trying to take down Jacula, but 4 members of Top Esports are already here. Rascal teleported in. He breaks some faces and then sends himself into the Death Chamber. Might be able to take Jacula with him. As there we go. Gets in there, locks down the ultimate, and is now trying to run away, but a Hook says no. He has been leashed and taken down. So 3 for 1 is going to be the trade. And you don't need to be a mathematician to work out who won out on that one. Top Esports continue the snowball.
Yeah, this early composition, the Sinner draft, if Ellis was here and I can say what he would say, is it's getting cleansed. It's really not doing much. The Pantheon, another man drop, another miss, and then another kind of awkward fight that they feel forced into. Like, you're not going to win from here. Once you get your arrow to the face and then, you know, it's 4v2. Even with the TP, you're like, hey, maybe they can turn it around, though. It's really just Rascal with a nice mechanical play, just barely able to eke out a kill, barely. And had he missed, I mean, that would have been a 3 for 0. So, big losses around the Rift as a whole for Gen G. Top Esports look much cleaner with the draft that they have selected.
I mean, BDD does have a decent CS advantage at the moment, but the problem is he's not on a 0 or something like that. Not someone that can change the entire landscape of the game as we move into the later stages. He's wanting to be winning right now, and he's not. And you can see, Varus is a good champion, Gen G. Why did you not pick it? Like, I don't know.
Good question. We're seeing many cases as for, you know, why Varus is so highly prized by many teams.
Yeah, it's boggling my mind. As we're not even going to find the dredge line, and Clid might have to go up into the sky. He's going to do so. There's the knock-up. Clid flashes. Avoids the Parallel Convergence stun, but still has to put that ability on cooldown. And it's something that Elise certainly does rely on. So Top Esports remain in entire control. And this has been a theme of today, is early games that have gone absolutely horrendously.
Yeah.
And then mid games that just get stalled for a really long time, and then the team with the early game lead generally wins, has been today. It's odd. Facebreaker going to come down, 369 taking some damage. His Clid and Life are going to turn up. Put down the Rift Herald and look for a dive here. The decoy's on cooldown, but he does still have the spinny knock-up. Life's going to go down in a 1 versus 3. 369 almost able to escape, but 1 for 1 in the end. Yuyancha turns up. Hook's going to land max range, and Clid is going to go. Goodbye. Rascal's going to be let live, but 2 for 1 trade. A few plates going over to Gen G, but that's still a downgrade if ever I've seen one. And Jackie Love, he's chunking through this Pantheon like he's made of Swiss cheese.
Yeah, Varus is a pretty good champion, by the way. I just felt like I might want to say that once again.
Yep, like the reiteration.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody on the side of Top Esports now is very far ahead. That composition on the left side of your screen that had to get ahead is devastatingly behind, enormously behind.
Ginormously behind.
If I may say myself.
Yeah.
It's a good job by 369. Turning it around, says, okay, you know, the Nautilus, he's like, I can live for long enough that the Aftershock is going to fall down, and that I can pick up at least 1 kill. A good turnaround there by Yuyancha to make sure they pick up an extra kill on the back side.
Yeah, well, so far, things not going great. 5,000 gold is the lead here. Mountain Drake finally was picked up. Infernal's going to be the next one. Cloud Soul coming in afterwards, as we were taught yesterday. Always expected Cloud Soul. It's just how that one goes. 3 plates.
So many today already.
Yeah, I know. We had, like, we were bookended. I think, during yesterday with, as far as the main 6 games. There was like not Cloud Soul, 4 Cloud Souls, then not Cloud Soul. That's how the day went.
Oh, it's a windy day.
It was definitely windy. As top will move in and take down the outer turret in the mid lane. Nothing BDD can do about that one. And I can't help but think, you know, you did this to yourselves, Gen.G. You know?
Yeah, I mean, they were so confident about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, another fight here.
Yeah, well, Decoy is going to buy enough time here as the teleport does come in. 369 down to about half health as we're going to turn it, but Casa is so tanky life. Flashes to get himself out of the way. The Haymaker is basically ignored. A double kill here for JackeyLove. Varus, everyone, is a good champion. We need to remind Gen.G, and a triple kill should help do that.
All right, pack it up. What is going on? I mean, you can see they're like desperately looking for whatever pick they can get. I mean, Ruler wasn't even there. He doesn't have TP. It's just desperation at its finest right now. We're almost 9,000 gold lead in 15 minutes. This might even be bigger than some of the leads we had earlier today, which were massive. Enormous.
Ginormous.
Yeah. And I don't know. Now from this position with this composition, like, we saw some leads earlier today that were actually, like, some of the teams were almost able to come back, or they did come back. Those were with compositions that had scaling components. This one doesn't really at all. I mean, Kaisa a little bit, but yeah, you gotta wait like 4 or 5 items for her.
Yeah, she needs at least 3 to even be a champion, to be totally honest. Unless you get ahead, and spoiler alert, guys, not ahead.
Yeah, there's not much to say about this fight. I mean, they look for 1. It's 3-on-1, and then all of a sudden it's 3-on-3. The rotation's faster from top Esports, and they're miles ahead.
6-1-4. Not bad. JackeyLove having a good time so far this game.
So already Wadid's prediction is wrong.
Yeah.
He was like 3-0 all the way. I'm all in.
Well, he did. He was certainly on the Gen.G hype train yesterday. From minute 1. And they did make it here. That's definitely more than any other LCK team has done thus far. However, this is not exactly a great sign thus far. There's the Nimbus Strike, but you can see 369 cycloning around. Both of them stopped. Yeah, Rascal, no idea which one to hit. Does get himself his Grit Shield, but you're not going to win that, dude. He's 6-1-4, and you were 1-4. Like
I don't know what to say.
He had his 1-4s in the right order, but they were just in the wrong columns.
I know.
Yeah.
I just, like, oh man, it's almost like he's like given up at this point. He's like, well, go next. I don't know. Like, doesn't matter what kind of engage you get. You're both auto attack heavy champions, and the other guy has tons more damage in his items already, not to mention levels.
Yeah, well, Knight is going to be engaged on here. He's got Chrono Break, so he's not dying at all. However, the mid and jungle will. Support's going to go down next. Triple kill here for JackeyLove as Rule is trying to run away from this entire game, actually. He's going to try and go through the fountain to escape in order to get into another game that he could potentially win, because this one is about as over as a game can possibly be. 18 minutes, 10,000, 11,000 gold is the lead, as Top Esports will take this inhibitor as well. Oh, no, it's going to go down to 1 health, something like that. Rascal does manage to save that one. Means that Gen.G can't farm the super creeps on the bottom side of the map before the Baron does come up. There's the superplex. The goes golden. There's the Cyclone. Massive damage into the backline. Ruler's going to help grab that kill onto JackeyLove. Fair bit of damage onto Knight. Chrono Break is going to still be there. The health bars are just tiny on Gen.G's side, and it looks like the carry is actually 369 in this team fight. Casa taken down by that Void Seeker in the end, and that is probably the best that Gen.G could have ever hoped for, as they do put that gold lead under 10,000 gold by about 120 or something like that.
Yes, well done. And it's just a little bit of, you know, they didn't have to rush to take that inhibitor, but they really did want it. And they got themselves in a bad position. This is Gen.G like, oh, it's 4v5. Let's fight. Yeah, that seems good. There's no, you know, it's just kind of desperation at this point. as this was the follow-up fight. You can see this was Gen.G's best opportunity because it was such a drawn-out fight. Everybody was out of position, and that left the backline totally vulnerable. They couldn't use their 6-1 Varus to just do intense damage the entire time, and so that did end up winning Gen.G the fight, although they are massively behind.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game is still over. Cloud Drake does sort of save Gen.G a little bit here, because it means that they don't have to contest for Drakes, really. Although it does mean that top Esports can run faster to the enemy Nexus. True. Which is basically what they need to do to win this game. Killing the Nexus is the best strategy. And taking down that inner turret top lane is certainly going to help to that end.
Yeah, Baron's live. We've seen a lot of LPL teams today, or not even just today, the whole tournament just run at the Baron.
Yep, I mean LCK teams as well. Feels like Baron or bust for a lot of these guys. Yeah, Gen.G, they're not going to be running to the Baron, Valdez. Not unless top get there first. And even then, I don't know whether Gen.G leave their base. That inhibitor is still alive though, so at least Gen.G will be able to exit if they can go and tidy up that minion wave that will kill the Baron, kill the inhibitor very quickly. Hook is going to land there. BDD taking a lot of damage. Knight's going to take him down. Life very, very low as Rascal gets into the back line, but they've missed a lot of their damage. Haymaker is decent, and Rascal's dead. Double kill here for Knight. Could he possibly get the Penta? The rest of Gen.G going to run away and try and deny it. As the inhibitor turret's going to go down, this inhibitor will definitely fall, and maybe this will just be the game. As the minions are still doing work on this bottom inhibitor. Casa taking up that front line, cleared. We're going to try and do anything to hold on to some form of relevance as there's the flash hook. Ruler, nice sidestep. Still going to be double inhibitors down. Free Baron if top would like it. As then they could walk through with some super creeps and take down this pesky Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, if this were LS on the desk, you might say, you don't want to take down the inhibitors too early because it's going to give the extra farm. As Ruler decides, I'm going in, and he blows his flash. But at this point, I feel like when you're over 11,000 gold ahead at 22 minutes, it's not going to matter that much. Also, it gives you the freest Baron of all time. So
yeah,
it's not really that big of a deal. And it's probably actually beneficial in this case to take the inhibitors down. Gen.G have such a mountain to climb that 2 inhibitors down it's not really going to help that much.
I mean, right now, I think all Gen.G should be talking about is what they want to do after they've banned Varus in Game 2. That's the I hate to be a negative Nancy, and I'm not often a negative Nancy. But I don't know if there is...
You're a positive Patrick.
I am a positive Patrick. An optimistic Omar.
Omar? I like that.
His Ruler gets taken down almost dead.
Optimistic Opa.
Yeah, there we go.
You're the Opa of the desk.
I am.
That's why.
I am. I am older than you, so it does make sense.
Yes.
I am your young.
Yeah. Well,
I don't really... Yeah, okay, never mind.
There's
we're not going to go into
an optimistic adjective that starts with an H, so...
Yeah, happy? Not Life. Life not happy right now as Knight. He's going to go golden. They're going to take down the last inhibitor turret. Cleared sidesteps a fair bit of damage there as the piercing arrow was flying through. But that's going to be the third inhibitor. 23.5 minutes. One of the faster games that we've seen this tournament. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't the fastest after these Nexus turrets do go down. Supercharger comes in, Gen.G looking for their last-ditch effort. Superplex into the backline. Rascal gets a big shield and then taken down. In goes Ruler. They do get the pick onto Jackie Love. But guess what? Ruler's going to be dead immediately afterwards. The pillar was fantastic. 369 gets the double. Knight gonna grab one as well, augmenting his already extraordinary scoreline. Click gonna flash to get himself onto the fountain. If he could flash out of the game, he would. Unable to. Now coming down, goal. Oh, double stopwatch. Oh, there.
Another one.
That's called delaying the inevitable. That is a low frame rate on your slow motion video, guys. As the Nexus does eventually fall. 24 minutes and 12 seconds as top Esports utterly annihilate Gen.G in this blind pick game and I am still unaware of why those champions were picked.
Yeah, I forgot I was the analyst and I had to vote for the player of the game. And I was just staring at the sheet and I'm like, there is no player of this game.
No.
They all played well.
Jackie Love and Knight probably both.
I voted for Yant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he set up the play in the bottom side, got that snowball rolling.
That's
I thought
true.
about 369 and I was like, he started the other snowball essentially.
Yeah, 369 also did play very, very well. So I guess you could basically roll the dice and give it to
Yeah,
whichever one you
that's
want.
why I'm
Just
like-
not Karsa. Don't give it to Karsa.
Not Karsa. Like, Knight did well playing against pressure. Like, the way he played the Echo is really good. Like, it's not easy to play into the Pantheon in the mid lane like that. So even though it wasn't a super flashy performance, he still was popping off in a defensive way. So
Yeah, and getting into the side lanes where he was required, right?
Yeah.
And allowed top esports to snowball to a level that we hadn't seen so far. Even like you were talking about, our last series had a lot of early games that did go very awry, but they were often dragged out by the opposition. Gen G entirely unable to do that as top just destroyed them. So now, as we move towards a game number 2 with bans back in